Today I would like to invite you to listen to the Dhammapada of the Buddha Shakyamuni, the 115th verse from the Buddhist scriptures on the YouTube channel Thien Thai in the USA. Though one should live 100 years not seeing the truth sublime, yet better, indeed, is a single day's life of one who sees the truth sublime. This verse arises from the Buddha's deep compassion for beings who live long in appearances, rituals, and daily life, yet never glimpse the ultimate truth. In the true story connected to this verse, there was a monk who dedicated decades to study, recitation, and ceremonial practice. He wore the robes faithfully, followed the rules meticulously, and observed outward discipline, yet his mind never saw the truth sublime. He feared impermanence, clung to self, and mistook habit for realization. Another practitioner, however, set aside distraction, turned attention inward, and cultivated mindfulness with sincerity. In a single day, insight arose. He perceived the truth sublime, the unchanging reality beyond birth, death, and all conditioned phenomena. He saw clearly that clinging, craving, and delusion are the roots of suffering, and that letting go brings freedom. The Buddha spoke this verse to emphasize that the worth of life is not measured by its duration, nor by the quantity of rituals or knowledge, but by the direct realization of truth. A single day of seeing the truth sublime surpasses 100 years of blind devotion, because awakening is not a matter of time, but of comprehension. The disciple who realized this in one day experienced freedom, clarity, and peace. The mind was no longer bound by fear, no longer weighed by desire, and no longer entangled in confusion. The truth sublime revealed itself as luminous, unchanging, and complete. The Buddha teaches that this realization is available to all who turn attention inward, observe with clarity, and practice with sincerity. It is not something to be created or achieved by force, but something to be recognized, lived, and abided in. Even one moment of seeing the truth sublime transforms the heart, liberates the mind, and fulfills the purpose of human life. The story illustrates that preparation, ceremony, and study are supportive, yet without insight they cannot bring liberation. Awakening is direct, immediate, and present. It is the living truth that surpasses time and ritual. The 115th verse reminds all beings that life's ultimate value lies in perception of the truth sublime. This perception awakens wisdom, dissolves suffering, and opens the path of compassion and freedom. One day lived in truth outweighs countless years lived in ignorance, and the Buddha's words call all beings to awaken now, to see, and to abide in the sublime reality that is beyond birth and death, beyond attachment and delusion, ever present and luminous. To see the truth sublime is to awaken to the essence of reality beyond all illusion. The Buddha teaches that beings often live in distraction, mistaking the transient for the permanent, the conditioned for the unconditioned, the habitual for the true. Even 100 years may pass in ritual, study, and devotion, yet if the mind does not recognize the truth sublime, it remains bound by craving, aversion, and delusion. The disciple who realized it in a single day did not perform extraordinary acts nor accumulate vast knowledge. He simply turned inward with sincere attention, observing mind and body, thoughts and feelings arising and passing, without grasping or resisting. In this direct observation, insight arose naturally. He saw that all phenomena are impermanent, interdependent, and lacking inherent selfhood. He recognized the futility of clinging and the liberation that arises when attachment is released. Fear of loss, fear of death, and all forms of suffering fell away. The Buddha praises this seeing because it surpasses all external practice. It is not measured by time, effort, or ritual, but by clarity of perception. Even a single day of realizing the truth. Sublime brings freedom, transforms the heart, and opens the path to wisdom and compassion. The mind becomes spacious, peaceful, and luminous, no longer entangled in confusion. This is why the verse values awakening over longevity, insight over routine, and comprehension over accumulation. One day of seeing the truth sublime contains the essence of liberation, the fruition of all practice, and the fulfillment of life itself. The Buddha emphasizes that insight into the truth sublime is both immediate and profound. It is not something distant to be reached in some far future, nor is it constructed by effort alone. Effort, morality, and meditation are supportive, creating conditions for awareness, but realization arises when the mind is clear, attentive, and non-clinging. The disciple who saw the truth sublime rested fully in observation, noticing the arising and passing of thoughts, feelings, and sensations, without interference or judgment. In this resting, understanding blossomed. He realized that suffering arises from attachment, that joy arises from letting go, and that freedom is always available to those who turn their attention inward. Even a brief glimpse of this truth transforms the practitioner completely. Time is no measure. Ritual is no measure. Longevity is no measure. Direct perception of the truth sublime is the only measure of awakening, the only criterion for liberation. The Buddha's teaching is gentle, yet urgent. He reminds all beings that life is precious, rare, and fleeting, and that true value lies in seeing and resting in the ultimate reality. When one perceives the truth sublime, life is no longer driven by fear or desire. The mind rests naturally in clarity. Emotions arise and pass without entanglement. Thoughts appear and dissolve without holding. The Buddha teaches that this seeing allows the heart to act with compassion and wisdom. Freedom is experienced not as detachment from life, but as deep engagement with life without grasping. The disciple who realized it in a single day discovered that the unchanging truth underlies all phenomena, that birth and death, gain and loss, praise and blame, joy and sorrow, all arise and pass, yet the mind can abide in clarity and peace. This realization shapes every action. Every thought becomes rooted in insight. Every word becomes a reflection of truth. The Buddha praises this state because it fulfills the purpose of practice, transcends the cycles of birth and death, and opens the heart to compassion for all beings. Even one day of resting in the truth sublime realigns the practitioner's life, offering stability, freedom, and joy that endure beyond the single day itself. The teaching also emphasizes the urgency and immediacy of practice. Even long life offers no guarantee of insight. Many beings devote decades to ritual, study, and service, yet remain unaware of the truth sublime. The Buddha calls attention to this fact not to induce despair, but to awaken diligence. Awareness of the ultimate reality cannot be postponed. It arises in the present moment. In this very attention, and the clarity of seeing. What is? The disciple who recognized the truth sublime in a single day demonstrates that awakening is accessible, that liberation is available now, and that insight does not depend on age, experience, or accumulated deeds. The Buddha teaches that sincere mindfulness, right effort, and gentle observation open the door to understanding. The door has always been present. It has never been closed. Seeing and resting in the truth sublime transforms life entirely, giving rise to freedom, peace, and wisdom beyond calculation. The verse ultimately calls all beings to recognize the impermanence of life and the rarity of human birth. Time passes swiftly. Opportunities arise and vanish. Life is a precious chance to awaken, even a single day of seeing the truth sublime is infinitely more valuable than a lifetime spent in ignorance. The Buddha teaches that insight into the ultimate reality is the heart of practice, the culmination of morality, meditation, and wisdom, and the fulfillment of existence. Awareness of the truth sublime dissolves fear, releases attachment, and opens the mind to compassion and joy. The disciple who realized it demonstrates that awakening is not distant, that insight is immediate, and that the ultimate truth is always available to those who turn attention inward, rest in mindfulness, and see clearly. This is the profound meaning of the 115th verse, a luminous reminder that even a single day of awakening surpasses all years spent in blind routine. The Buddha's teaching on the truth sublime brings the heart to the essence of awakening. Life is not measured by years, deeds, or appearances, but by insight and comprehension. Even 100 years lived without seeing the truth sublime leaves the mind bound by ignorance, attachment, and fear. The disciple who saw it in a single day experienced freedom, clarity, and peace. The mind was no longer entangled in craving or aversion, no longer weighed by delusion, and no longer afraid of change. Awareness of the truth sublime transforms the heart, opens the mind, and illuminates every action. It is not distant, it is not abstract, it is present in this very moment, available to those who turn attention inward and rest in clear seeing. Even a single day of realization carries more value than a lifetime without insight, because awakening is not a matter of time, but of direct perception of ultimate reality. When the mind abides in the truth sublime, all phenomena are observed with clarity. Joy arises without clinging, sorrow passes without suffering. Pleasure and pain are seen as transient, conditioned, and non-self. Insight into the truth sublime frees the heart from fear, softens attachment, and awakens natural compassion. The Buddha teaches that liberation is realized not through time, accumulation, or ritual alone, but through direct seeing, mindfulness, and understanding. Even one day of resting in the truth sublime reshapes life completely, opening the door to freedom, wisdom, and enduring peace. This is the essence of practice, the fulfillment of human birth, and the heart of awakening. The teaching of the 115th verse invites all beings to awaken now, not tomorrow, not in some distant future. Life is fleeting, rare, and precious. The truth sublime is immediate, luminous, and ever-present. Awareness arises when distraction falls away, when attachment loosens, and when the heart rests in observation and clarity. Even a brief recognition of the ultimate reality transforms the practitioner's life, offering stability, freedom, and joy that endure beyond the moment itself. The Buddha calls all beings to awaken, to see, and to abide in the truth sublime, the unchanging reality beyond birth, death, and delusion. May these words inspire all beings to cultivate mindfulness, to observe phenomena with clarity, and to turn attention inward to see the truth sublime. May insight arise gently, steadily, and clearly. May the heart awaken to liberation, resting free from grasping, free from fear, and alive in the luminous truth that is ever present and unconditioned. The Buddha's teaching remains a living invitation, calling all beings to awaken now, to see what is, and to abide in the ultimate reality that is beyond birth, death, and limitation. Thank you for watching my video. Namalamat Ba. I wish to bring this merit towards all disciples and sentient beings, all of whom will attain Buddhahood. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate your time.